ConcernedApe has just announced a game that he's been working in development, and we have to go through everything that we know so far. Let's get into it. Hey guys, it's your girl Fuzz and welcome back to another video. Today is not a Stardew Valley video, but it is to do with ConcernedApe's new video, Haunted Chocolatier. We are going to go through every little detail that was within the teaser trailer that ConcernedApe tweeted just a few hours ago. It starts off with an icy world with a beautiful scenery and a little town that you get to explore. This castle in the background definitely looks like a place that you can explore, and the building here with the telescope will be introduced sometime later. So it definitely looks like you're going to be working at this chocolatier or this chocolate factory, and it definitely does give me the haunted vibes. Within it, it's very dark and gloomy, and there is a butler as well. This kind of reminds me of the Haunted Mansion featuring Eddie Murphy in it. Wonder if this butler has kept this place afloat and kept it alive whilst its owners have disappeared. Your character's place looks very small and it has an interactable fireplace, which is cool, but I also think it might possibly be at the top of the chocolate factory. Maybe this place used to be owned by your parents or a family member of some sort, and the butler has stayed here to keep the place alive. This scene in the kitchen I will go through in detail later on. The pictures on the wall while walking up the stairs don't really give too much, but this mirror shows your reflection and that blew my mind. It's the small little details that matter, and this is such a cool little detail. At the top of the staircase, it looks like there's a teleporter of some sort that takes you somewhere. And then the combat aspect of the game is shown off. The combat looks very sleek and looks like an upgraded version of the Stardew Valley combat that's available. And it looks like at the start that the character starts with like a stick as a sword and then has two secondary weapons. One being a shield, and in the next scene you can see a bow and arrow. I'd also like to mention that you can keep momentum while doing a ranged attack with your bow and arrow, and I think the slide that comes with it is really cool. I wonder what we can do with these weapons, whether we can find new versions around our travels, upgrade the ones that we have through the blacksmith, or find some other type of weapons like a staff or a hammer. Combat looks extremely exciting with your sword being your main weapon and then a shield as well. It looks like that the sword in the game is going to be your primary weapon, and then you can switch between your secondary being your shield and your bow and arrow, and both of these will be in your infantry. I also noticed that there is a health bar at the top left of the screen, and it looks like that the combat areas that you fight these enemies in are going to be in a separate section compared to where the town is, because the health bar doesn't show up when you're running around the town. Foraging looks really sweet. I like that you can just walk up to a bush and then swing your sword at it to collect the forageables. And this random grass turns into an enemy which you can kill and also collect items from it, which definitely implies that certain enemies will drop certain items and you can use that within your factory. So it looks like there's going to be a mix of foraging and also killing certain enemies to get certain drops to craft certain kinds of chocolates. The crafting of your items that you can do in this chocolate factory isn't shown, but the items that you put into a recipe is thrown into a pot behind you. There definitely looks like there can be more spaces for more pots, so maybe you can expand this kitchen even more. It isn't shown if you can expand the kitchen within here, but ConcernedApe did reply in a tweet saying that the shop starts off small and can be expanded, so maybe this kitchen can be expanded for multiple things to be crafted at the same time. Up next, the decoration aspect of the game is shown, and it looks like there's a workbench that you get to interact with so you can place your items down. But only two features were shown, which is the decor, including these trees, and benches that you could probably put your items on top of. What's really cool is the multiple placing of benches instead of individually having to place them down like you do in Stardew Valley. And these adorable ghosts helping you out sell things are amazing. They're super cute, super friendly, and I can't wait to see if we can interact with them and if they have a story of some sort as to why they're helping you out. This next scene obviously shows the expansion that your shop can have within it, as the catalog we had seen in the previous scene is there on the left side of this scene. This scene shows that the residents of this town can walk around your shop, see if they're interested in something, and if they do want to purchase it, they can interact with a ghost who is taking care of the register in your shop. I wonder if this implies that the ghost can take care of your shop while you're out and about doing things, because that would be kind of cool. This scene also shows ghosts floating about with items on their head, which I think the residents within this shop can purchase, and I think that's a really cute little aspect. Then we get to see some interactions with some residents, and the first resident that is shown is Lily. I'm already in love with Lily. She already gives me vibes of Emily, and she seems like a really chill person to get to know. I think Lily also gives off a Calico Desert kind of vibe with the cactus in the background, so I'd be keen to see what she's all about. So I wonder what it's going to be like to date her, get to know her. Then there is the blacksmith of the town named Burke, and he seems like a cheery kind of fellow. I already want to get to know him because it looks like he's got a lot of stories to share. And this might be the place that you get to upgrade your sword, your shield, and possibly your bow and arrow, so it'll be interesting what he's got to offer. Then there is Maddie, and she looks like she's got a sweet personality to her. This scene is really cool because it shows you that the characters will ask you questions, and sometimes there may be multiple answers you can reply with. Kind of like with Stardew Valley when you have multiple answers to reply to one of your bachelor or bachelorettes. She also gives me a mix of like Emily and Abigail vibes, so it'll be interesting to get to know her. The next scene is shown with your character gifting another town resident a present, and it's kind of unclear what is in this box. Because in Stardew Valley, you can walk to a character and hand them an item, but maybe there's a way that you can put an item into a box and gift it to your favorite bachelor or bachelorette. The gifting looks like it's to a person that you might know. I don't know if this is your house or their house, but this might be the gifting aspect that happens between your bachelor or bachelorette choice. Jet is the final person we get to see the interaction with in this game, and he kind of gives me the Sebastian vibes, and I love it. It is kind of unclear what this place is, but Jet does mention that he's doing some research of his own, so it'll be interesting what this place could be used for. It'll be interesting to know what you can do in this research center. Maybe you can do some research on the enemies that you fight in town, or maybe there's some clues that might be able to expand your gameplay, so it'll be interesting to see where this goes. At the top right of the research center, there looks like there could possibly be a book that you can interact with, but honestly there isn't too much information that's given here. Although when Jet does mention that he's doing his own research, I really hope there's going to be a research aspect in this game, because it'd be cool to upgrade things or learn things about the town that we didn't know previously. Also, just putting that out there, Concerned Ape, why are you making it so difficult to choose a bachelor or bachelorette? Because these characters are so cute. But enough about talking about the dateable characters in this game. The last scene shown in this trailer shows us talking to Nigel, who looks like he's the bartender of this bar. He simply asks if you're the new chocolatier, and everyone else in this bar reacts to it, and some people even walk up towards you. At first I was a little bit nervous. I thought Nigel was against us, but it looks like these town residents are just interested to know who you are and to get to know you. There are two things that I really like about this scene. The car that appears behind Nigel while you're talking to him kind of gives this extra life that there are things happening in the background. I wonder if there's going to be more animations like that instead of just the town residents walking around, because then it gives them more life to the town, and it kind of looks like every town resident is experiencing life in their own way. And the second thing is the little notification bubbles appearing on top of these residents. I'm really glad that these were brought back because it gives that Stardew Valley familiar feel, and also allows us to better identify how people are reacting to certain news, so I'm keen to see more of these. We have to talk all about the little details, including the music, for example, which is so relaxing and cozy while you're walking around the town. And I cannot wait to try out this new combat system. On the official Haunted Chocolatier website, Concerned Ape does mention some things that he'd like to note with this trailer. He also mentioned that he feels like this game will be different to Stardew Valley because he feels unleashed when creating this game, so I'm really excited to see what he's got in store. There are also photos of the gameplay that are on this website, and I'm going to show some on the screen. The little peeks we can get to see of the game includes more combat and walking around, a watchtower with a telescope coming out of it. There is even food that it looks like your character can purchase, and it shows you what happens when you eat it and for how long that effect happens. I'm super excited to see what Concerned Ape has prepared for this game, and I hope you are too. I will keep you guys up to date with this content if there's going to be any more videos, and I'll keep you guys up to date via Twitter as well. I hope you're excited for this game, and I hope to see you next time, guys. Take care.